Namaste. Welcome to class. My name is Todd Norian, and I'm the founder of Ashaya Yoga. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. And I want to invite everyone to join the Ashaya community. Go to ashayayoga.com, and we'll be sending out updates on all the different courses that I'll be offering, and lots of great inspiration. And also share this experience with your friends. This is practices for inner peace, and this is the time that we want to do our practice and inspire others to practice as well. This is the perfect time to go in and try to regain a sense of control. And I want to talk a little bit about control. Anyone having a control issue? Well, obviously we're out of control. Everything is so uncertain right now. And that's not a particularly easy emotion to live in, and it's just ongoing. So if you're feeling out of control, you are normal. Hello. And but now it's like, let's look into a little bit of control. Are we out of control of everything? And I like to think that our instinct to control something comes from a deep inner need to feel safe, to feel secure, to actually connect with a deep sense of inner peace inside. When we're disconnected from that, we go into this kind of anxiety frenzy, and then we can give it all kinds of labels, but partly it's because we've lost ourselves and we're out of control. So I'm actually a strong component of control. Like, let's get our control back, but in the highest way. So think of gaining control as your way of learning to control what you can control and let go of trying to control the uncontrollable. See, because that's just so frustrating. So I like to think of this control as what you can control is yourself. So, we can choose to do a practice, and in the practice we can choose to soften. And after softening, we can choose to engage. And today we're going to engage with a sense of conviction, a deep sense of conviction, which is an unshakable belief in something without the need for proof or evidence. Think of it, conviction. Where did it go? Where is our conviction? And it comes from an inner knowing that's undeniable because it's your experience. That's what I mean by conviction. So we're going to learn how to engage with conviction, how to go to our core today to come back to that place that breeds inner peace. We can't feel inner peace because we're out here somewhere. We're wrapped up trying to control the uncontrollable. Okay, so we're going to let go of all that, no matter how badly you want the virus to be finished or whatever challenge is that you're in. Oftentimes we have no control over it. So the yogi is going to say, well, why get upset about something you can't do anything about? Do you know what I'm saying? So this is the practice, and yoga is just the perfect practice because you have to stay alert. It engages your heart, your mind, your body in an integrated experience to be able to come back, to control what you can control, and come back to a place of inner peace. I think a lot of people have an allergy to the word control, but you know what? It's in our instinct. We actually need to be in control, or let's say this, to feel like we're in control, because obviously the natural state of affairs is chaos. That's what the Tantra says, and we're out of control all the time. But can you be controlled within that by learning how to deal and tune inward to be able to release trying to stop the unstoppable and then control what you can inside? I like to think that we are the gatekeepers of our mind, the gatekeepers of our life. So that's what we're going to do today. And we're going to start by chanting. So take a comfortable seat, and we're going to chant an invocation to the great light of consciousness, Shiva. And the words are Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchit Ananda Murtaye Nish Prapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. So, turn your thigh bones in, sit tall, elevate your hips, create a low back curve. That's something you can control. And then keeping the curve, draw your tailbone down. Join your index fingers and thumbs, palms down. And let's connect with the bigger energy. Instead of trying to control nature, can we just align with it? Can we just flow with how life is flowing today? Close your eyes, turn inward. And as you inhale, open to the light of the bigger energy and let that fill you. The side ribs will lift, armpits hollow. And then with a sense of conviction, take the head of your arm bones back, shoulder blades firm onto your back. A conviction that, you know what, I can control certain things and I must. That's how I'm going to come back to a sense of inner peace. Otherwise, I'm swept away in the tornado of being out of control all the time. Inhale, follow your breath inside to your heart. As you exhale, release your hips into the earth. Hips and legs get very heavy. Inhale, lift your throat, take your palate back, lift the top of your head up. Take several deep breaths. Center yourself deep in your heart, and then set an intention. Today, I wish to let go of what I can control and tune in with a sense of conviction to what I can control. Let's think of control as an act of self-care, an act of self-love. Turn your attention toward your heart with a caring, loving attitude. And come back to yourself. Release the chaos outside. Find your way through the jungle. Sometimes it's like through a maze of mirrors to come back into your heart where you connect with the you that is truly you. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. We'll chant 3 ohms together, and then we'll chant the invocation. I think the words are posted on the Facebook page, so you'll see a PDF there if you want to click that open for the words. Otherwise, you can just sing along, hum along, or just listen. Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Murtaye Ishprapanchaya Shantaya Nirambaya Again. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Murtaye Ishprapanchaya Shantaya Ride on the vehicle of the vibrations now. Let them carry you deeper into your heart. Come back to a sense of control in the form of love, a form of care, a form of a deeper connection with the universal inside your own heart, in you, as you. And to that light that's in me and the one light that's in all of us, it's the same light. Gently bow your head. When you're ready, open your eyes. Namaste. Okay, come up to a standing position. Come stand at the front of your mat and take a block. We're going to use a block in a couple of different ways today. Feet hip distance apart. Place the block, short end in first, upper inner thigh. Squeeze your block. This is your Pez. You're a human Pez dispenser. And then look down at your feet, lift and spread your toes. Engage, hug, muscles to bones, even squeeze the block. And we don't want to over squeeze, but I'd like you to make the muscles hug 360 degrees around the bones. Then take your thigh bones back. The technical term is stick your butt out. That's going to create a really nice low back curve. And now draw your tailbone in. Those two actions combined, thighs back, tailbone in, is pelvic integration. And what that does is it makes the pelvic bowl balance. So pelvis is like a bowl. Imagine you had water in the bowl, and when the pelvis, when your thighs are back too far, the water flows out the front. When your tailbone is pulled in too much, the water is going to flow out the back. So what we want is the surface of the water in the pelvis level. Okay, that's the goal. Palms in front. Now, bow. Release what you can't control. We have to get humble. And as you bow, your front ribs pull down. Think of the xiphoid process, which is a little bone right here in the middle of the base of the sternum, base of the chest, breastbone here, and the tip of the tailbone. They're two triangle, they're like arrowheads. One points down, one points up. We're going to try to pull them together. So when you bow here, your front ribs pull down, and then you pull your tailbone in with conviction. And I call that the xiphoid tailbone connection or thoracic integration. And that's going to pull you deep into your core where you have some sense of control. Okay? Hey, control is satisfying, let's face it. So we bow, and in a way, think of bowing as an act of self-love. Look into your heart. Open to the bigger energy. Then pull your tailbone in. Then inhale and lift the heart. So we take that core that we just developed and the conviction, and we're going to offer it out in service to others. So you lift your heart, shoulders back. Now take your arms up overhead, and instead of flaring your lower ribs way out, I want you to keep your lower ribs in. Please control your ribs. Come on, just control yourself, would you? All right, so the ribs pull down and back, but at the same time, that's giving you this power in your core center, which is your abdominal center, to actually lift your heart and serve more. And we reach for a destiny of greatness. From your pelvis, push through your feet, and from your pelvis, rise up. So stretch up, but keep your ribs in. Okay, your navel should be pulled back toward your spine. And don't let your thighs push forward, so you keep your thighs back, tailbone in. And just hold and breathe. Your whole body is going to heat up, partly because you're aligning hips, lower body, and upper body. But also you're drawing in to your core. And you're controlling your thermostat. And we want some heat. So now, into the heat, add your breath. Nice deep breath. So don't think that I'm controlling you right now. You can release anytime you want. But hang in there with it. Hug your arms toward the midline. Hug your legs toward the midline. Thighs back, tailbone in, ribs down, chest up. Hug in with a sense of conviction, an unshakable belief in yourself and in the goodness of life. And then radiate that out. All right, exhale, sweep your arms out to the side, fold forward, keep your ribs in. Come all the way down. Lift your toes, try to widen the bottoms of your feet. Pull your heels isometrically backwards. And then inhale, lift your heart forward. Exhale, pull your ribs in, control what you can, which is yourself, which is your breath. Inhale, lift your heart. And it's not like we're trying to control ourselves. Exhale and bow. How about control as a longing to align with something greater? So inhale, lift your heart to align with the bigger universal, but keep your legs engaged. Exhale, bow. Do several more of these. Work your legs. This is how we co-participate with grace. The Ashaya path, the non-dual Shaiva Tantra path, is we are co-participators. It takes your effort to align with the bigger energy, but we also need to be humble and let go. So sometimes you lead and grace follows you. Other times grace leads and you follow her. Root down through your feet, sweep your arms out to the side, and inhale, come all the way up, ribs in. Exhale, release, arms down. Now we're going to stretch the bottoms of our feet. This is such a great exercise for getting the fascia, connective tissue, to stretch, starting with the bottoms of the feet, but it's going to work all the way up through the back body, through the hamstrings. So place your block down in front. Bring your right foot. So the block, the front edge of the block is right below the big toe ball mount. You're going to bend forward. Take your left foot back a little bit. And then square your hips toward the front. Lift and spread your toes. And begin to root the base of your shin toward the floor. Your heel may or may not touch the floor. Either way is fine. And continue to root the base of the shin. That's right at the ankle, front of the ankle. The right foot, that goes down. Take your right thigh back more, left hip forward more. Now we're going to move the foot 1 inch up the block, meaning that the edge of the block is going to go more in the middle, mid-arch. Okay? Now careful, it can get pretty intense. So you find the position and then root the base of your shin down. And then 1 more inch up, and you can find different points on the arch of your foot that may feel a little more tight than others. Go there, breathe, root the base of your shin, and kind of drag your heel more and more toward the floor. Very good. Exhale, release, Uttanasana now. Just pause here. Feel the difference between your 2 feet now. It's amazing. Like my right foot just feels like it's like a flipper. It expanded. Okay, left side. Start first just below the big toe ball mound. Step your right foot back. Lift and spread your left toes. And then root the base of your left shin down. And you're going to catch the bottom of your foot on the block. And breathe. If it hurts, it should hurt good. And it's interesting because we have to both let go of control and gain control here. So surrender, but then engage. Spread your toes, root the base of your shin. And you maintain, you have to stay active.
One thing for sure about this yoga, you can't really do it and fall asleep at the same time. Okay, now move your foot up an inch and root the foot on the block and then press the base of your left shin toward the floor. And you should feel kind of a dull ache on the bottom of the foot. Great for plantar fasciitis if you have that. It's a condition of a weakening or an overstretch of the bottom connective tissue in the bottom of the foot. The connective tissue separates from the bone. What we're doing here is you're engaging the muscle back onto the bone. And that's when healing happens. And one more inch or half inch up. Now you're just above the heel. And I sometimes do a little variation here, is a little wiggle movement back and forth very slowly as you slide your foot more and more toward the floor. It's going to slide off the block a bit, down the block, this back and forth action. Just like draw a half circle with your heel. Okay, release. Come stand, feel your feet. Yeah, it's like standing on the pool deck with your flippers. Okay, come to the front of your mat. Inhale, stretch your arms up, flippers wide. Exhale, lead with your heart and fold. Inhale, heart forward halfway. Exhale, step back downward facing dog pose. Alternately, press one heel down, bend the opposite knee, go back and forth. And then turn your foot out when the heel goes down. So there's more of a side-to-side action here. You'll feel it up in your hip, even in your low back area. Breathe. Bend both knees now, feet hip distance. And hug your shins. Turn your thighs in, lift your sitting bones higher, sitting bones up, inner thighs back. Produce a low back curve. Lift your armpits up and then melt the upper back down. Okay, here's the new one. Pull your ribs in. So instead of going into a sway back, pull your ribs in. Draw xiphoid and tailbone toward each other more. And then inhale, right leg up. Hold, root the base of your left shin back, lift your inner right thigh up toward the sky. The inner thigh turns faster than the outer thigh. From your heart, push down through your hands. Make sure you have that solid connection with the earth. But then from your heart, push up and reach for the sky. Right foot way, way up. Root the base of your left shin back. Exhale, lunge forward. You can let out a grunt. Lean onto your left hand, go for a twist. Stretch your right arm up, right arm over your ear. Turn your heart up toward the sky. Stretch and breathe. Bring your right hand back. And then take your hands an inch off the floor. Pan for gold. Go to the inside of the right foot. Go to the outside. You got to really work your hip and your gluteal muscles. And then push down through your feet to come up. Palms in front, bow, pull your ribs back in the warrior lunge pose. Tailbone in, xiphoid tailbone connection. Good. So you humbly bow and then lift your heart and stretch up. Hug your muscles towards the bones with conviction. And then from your pelvis, push down through your feet. And from your pelvis, rise up, serve, offer your light more. Full deep breaths. Exhale, sweep your arms out to the side and down, come touch. Step back down facing dog pose and breathe. Inhale, left leg up, lift the inner left thigh more. Work your pads and roots of your hands. Finger pads and roots are where the fingers join the hand. And as you press those down, your armpits should go up. The arch of your hand should be off the floor. Carpal arch lifts. Forearms lift. Pull up from your hands to your heart with conviction. It's conviction not to collapse your shoulders. Then lift your inner left thigh. Press the base of your right shin back. And here we go. From your heart, push your hands down, and from your heart, lift up. Stay connected to the earth, but rise more into the sky. And exhale, lunge, twist. Lean onto your right hand. Full breaths. And then you can explore range of motion with your left arm. Take it overhead. Breathe and stretch. Each exhalation, let go of what you cannot control. There's a wonderful mantra that helps us release control. And Miles Davis created a song based on the mantra. You know what it is? So what? So what? Oh. And then exhale. Bring your left hand back down. Hug your legs to the middle. With conviction now, lift your hands. Pan for gold. Go to the inside of the left. Outside of the left foot. Inside. Outside. Really charge your legs. A conviction that comes from an inner knowing that's undeniable. Hug your legs. Slowly come up. Palms in front. Remember to bow. Release what you cannot control. But now control what you can. Xiphoid tailbone. With conviction, draw into your core. Then lift your heart, stretch your arms, and serve. Full deep breaths. We become very strong when we understand how not to try to control things we can't control. You know, you have so much energy because you just let it go. It's just, yeah, I can't control that person. I'm letting it go. From your pelvis, push down through your feet. From your pelvis, rise up. Then you come back to yourself. You hug in, sense of self-love, self-care. Take care of your own needs. And become much more available to everybody else. Now you're truly in service. Otherwise, we're kind of in need all the time, which is okay too. Exhale, sweep your arms down, plank. Claw, pads, and roots. Thighs back, tail in, and then pull your ribs in. Keeping your ribs in, we're going to do a couple of push-ups. So one thing, if you know push-ups are hard for you, put your knees on the floor. So you'll do push-ups like that, okay? Here we go. Exhale, slowly down. Inhale, push back up. Slowly. Don't let your arm bones go below your elbows. Try another one. Very good. Keep going. Do at least 3. If you need to, put your knees down. Conscious push-ups. Very slow and controlled, because that's where you're getting the most workout. Keep your arm bones back, and your shoulder blade muscles do all of it. Your chest muscles do it, rather than your arms. Exhale all the way down. Very good. Stretch your toes back, shins in. Come up, cobra. Hug your legs toward the midline. Lift your heart, shoulders back. And then with conviction, claw and pull your palms backwards, isometrically. Shoulder blades
Curl into the back of the heart. Lift your throat. Take your palate back. Breathe. See how much more you can move your arm bones back, and then heart melts forward. You can control your breath, so breathe. See how much more you can release the back of the heart. That's where we're tight. Most of our control issues go to the shoulders. So arm bones back and the shoulders can relax. Exhale. Down. Good. Child's pose. Come back, big toes touch, knees a little wider. Let your head come all the way down to the floor if you can. And now inhale, come up, come onto your forearms, elbows underneath shoulders, and then curl your toes under and see if you can do plank on forearms. It's easy at first, but just hold. Thighs back, tailbone in. Remember, knees down is the parachute. So if you can keep your knees up, keep it. Melt the heart. Now do xiphoid tailbone connection. Breathe. Now put pressure in your right toes. Lift your left foot an inch. Lift. Hug it to the middle. Take your left knee out to the side. Salamander. Stretch your left leg back. Left toes down. Right toes up. Hold. Xiphoid tailbone. Right knee out to the side, salamander. And breathe. Salamanders are strong. Good. Exhale down, collapse. Let your breath go. That was too hard. That was way too hard. Okay, come on to all fours. Now, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, claw. Mount the upper back. Do a cow. So inner rotate your thighs, lift your sitting bones, heart melts. And look up. Exhale, pull your tailbone in. Look into your heart. This is really good. This will get your ribs in. Inhale, lift your sitting bones. Exhale, pull your ribs back, tailbone in. Do a couple more. Nice deep breaths. Okay, now find neutral spine. You want to make a little shelf there so that you could balance a block. Hey, let's balance a block. So get your block, and you're going to do it on the narrow side, the spine of the block. Put it on your low back, just right near the sacrum, slightly above. Okay, and that's going to keep you honest. We want to try to maintain neutral back, okay, and to keep it parallel. And if you come out of that alignment, you're going to lose the block, which isn't the worst thing. It just gives you information. Okay, melt the heart. Now, lift both knees an inch off the floor. Hold. Keep the block. And now lift the left toes an inch off the floor. Hold the block there. Then switch. Left foot down, right toes up. You got to hug into the middle like crazy. It's okay to come down when you need to. Exhale all the way down. Rest for a second. Just take the block off. All right, so that's the basic movement here. And then we're going to play with that a little bit. So come back onto all fours. Place your block. Knees off. Just an inch. Hold. Stay strong. Now lift your left toes an inch. Now we're going to lift the right hand off the floor. Right hand. Right hand. Hug the middle. Very good. Switch. Right toes off.
Left hand slowly. You got it. Excellent. And now we're going to walk. This is called the beast walk. Walk forward, and then walk back. Balance your block. Balance. Very good. Exhale, release. All right. Good, come on up to standing. Take a wide stance. You're a beast. Okay, hands to your hips. Square your left foot to the back edge of your mat. Turn your right foot open. Hug your legs. And then exhale, right forearm to right thigh. Parsvakonasana. Pull your legs toward the middle with conviction. Thighs back, tailbone in. Now pull your ribs in. So just bow, look into your heart. That's the xiphoid tailbone connection. Then we don't stay there. Keep your ribs in and lift your heart. Control what you can. Take your left arm over your ear, thumb up. And from your pelvis, root your feet into the floor. And from your pelvis, just share. We open, we bring our best self forward when we're in the presence of others and when we're in our own presence. In a certain way, how you are with yourself is how you really are with others. Lift your heart. Turn your lower belly toward the floor, heart towards the sky. So lower belly goes earth and back towards the left thigh. But your heart lifts up toward the sky. Stretch more. For those that want a deeper stretch, the right hand in eagle talons down to the outside of the ankle. Root down through your feet and inhale. Come up. Keep your arms out to the side. Turn your feet. Square your right foot. Turn your left foot open. Hug your legs. And left forearm on your thigh. Line up your left heel, center of the back arch. And breathe. Remember, universal. Let go of what you can't control. Grace has got that one. That's not your job. Then hug into what you can control with conviction. Thighs back, tailbone in, bow, and then right arm overhead, thumb up. Belly toward the earth more. So you can turn, you'll see you kind of look down more. Keep your belly going down and then toward the right thigh. And then turn your heart up so you kind of change the current here. That's going to keep your ribs in. So you maintain your core. You maintain sort of calm, controlled composure. That's open. I'm not talking about rigid control. It's about a conscious control. This is what everybody wants. Then you lift your heart. And then we can reach into what we can't control, but you can affect it, you can influence it, but you're not attached. Find your breath. You can control that. From your pelvis, push down through your feet. From your pelvis, rise more. It takes conviction to align with the greater energy, to follow your heart, to know when to let go, and to know what you can control. We definitely want to act in the best way possible. Go a little deeper. Inhale, come up. Turn your feet to center. Step your feet back. Okay. Now we're going to go upside down and learn how to do xiphoid tailbone from an inverted position. So you can either do downward dog or you can find a wall space, and we're going to walk halfway up the wall. Or downward dog. I'm going to use my door. So pull your mat over. Come onto all fours, and your feet are at the wall. Wrists under shoulders, but you know, you can bring your hands a little further forward to make it easier. Now, check your creases, wrist creases straight ahead. Everybody has wrist creases. It's not wrinkles, okay? Even infants have creases. Spread your fingers, pads down, roots down, and then you pull your palms toward each other, pull up from hand to heart, but melt the heart down. So you stay humble in the heart, but lots of conviction in the arms, okay? So do not bend your elbows, that's the key. Then go to downward dog pose and walk one foot up, then the other, halfway up. Look at your thumbs, bend your knees a bit, lift your inner thighs up, tailbone in. That's pelvic integration. Now pull your ribs in, tailbone in. Do xiphoid tailbone connection, but at the same time, look at your thumbs. And breathe, come down whenever you need. If you can stay, here goes the right leg up. Pull your inner right thigh back, then right knee out to the side. Salamander. Okay, then right foot at the wall. Lift your left leg, inner thigh back, ribs in. Hold. Then bend your left knee. Salamander. Oh yeah. Outrigger. Stretch up. And then exhale. Release. Slowly come down. That's awesome. Come back to your mat. Line your belly. Notice your breath. You should be a little out of breath. It's all good. Okay, on your belly, you're prone. Come up onto your right forearm. And then bend your left knee, turn to the left, and heel to hip. So Ardha Bakasana. Press the base of your left thigh down, drag it forward, tailbone in. You can see how I'm holding. I'm right below the ridge of the toes. Now I'm going to curl the toes back into my hand. Okay, I would prefer you not just scrunch up your toes like this. It's too much of a point in the foot. But here you get to work the toes. Then tailbone in, turn your ribs straight ahead, which is a little bit toward the right, and breathe. Come up a little more if you can. Bring your heel onto the hip if you can. And if you want even more, then you pivot on your right elbow. Now your palm is straight out in front, and you can go up into a one-hand cobra. This is the half frog pose, number 2. Ardha Bakasana 2. Beka is frog. B-H-E-K-A. Going through all the amphibians today. Salamander, frog. It's another one. Tadpole. All right, exhale, release. And bring your left forearm in front. Bend your right knee. Root the base of your right thigh down. Drag forward, tail in. Heel toward the hip. Try to curl your toes back. Now, pull your navel back, tailbone in, navel back, ribs in. And you're going to turn the whole thoracic assembly toward the left so that you're square. And stretch. Shoulders back, lift your heart. This is really an excellent stretch for psoas muscle and quads. It's our preparation for back bends today. Okay, you want to go more? Pivot your left elbow straight out in front. You can slide your hand away if it's too much stretch and come up on one hand. If that's too much, just don't do it. Very good. Hold. Go up a little more. Oh. And
Exhale. Down. Good. All right, while your blood's still moving, bend your knees. Take hold of your ankles. Hug your thighs toward each other. Turn your feet out. Spread your fifth toes. And then inhale. Come up, Dhanurasana. Head of the arm bones back. With conviction, hug your shoulder blades more. Press your ankles back into your hands. A conviction to rise up more. Conviction for self-care, self-love. To really control what you can and let go what you can't. And breathe. And then exhale. Release. And press yourself up. Come onto your back. Bend your knees. Feet flat on the floor. Elbows bent. Palms parallel. Lift your side ribs. Arm bones back. Create a low back curve. So you just move your inner thighs back. Roll to the sitting bone edge of your pelvis. And then draw your tailbone in. All right, with conviction, pull your heels isometrically backwards. You're going to pull all the way up, heels to the palate. And then come up. Pull your heels backwards. Actually come up on your heels. Lift the front of your feet up. And just dig your heels down. Toes are, ball mounds are off the floor. Good, lift your hips a little higher. Lift your heart. And then from your palate, root your head back and extend straight out through your knees. Okay, the toes are up. The front half of the foot is up. And that's going to work your glutes even more. Dig your heels down. Okay, this is glute action. And then bend your left knee in towards you. Oh. Your right butt will feel like it's about to fall off. Okay, hold. Switch. Left heel down. Dig the left heel in. Right knee up. You work the glute, not the hamstring. Exhale, release. Left hand, the hamstring will just totally try to control everything. And then exhale, release. So that was a gluteal engagement. Breathe. Okay, here comes the last back bend. So I want you to try full back bend. If you're not able to get into this position, repeat Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, the one we just did. Okay? But when you come up this time in Setu, clasp your hands underneath and work your shoulders back. Okay, so that's your variation. Otherwise, place your hands, coming up in 3 stages. First stage is hips up, chest up. Second stage, you have to be able to push into your hands and come up onto the top of your head. Stage 2, pull your armpits back, heart forward. Again, armpits back, heart forward. Stage 3 is you push. Lift your head off the floor, elbows more and more straight. Look back at your fingers. Walk your feet in towards you more. Keep your knees hugged in. Don't let your knees go way out. Knees hug. Thighs hug. Tailbone in. Elbows straighter. Exhale, come down, aim for your shoulders. Oh, that's good. And breathe. Okay, one more bridge, one more Urdhva or just rest. Here we go. And for those that are going to go up into Urdhva, go to your head and then go up. And here's what we're going to do today. You walk in a little bit and then bring your head down to the floor and then push up. Head down and then go up. One more.
Head down. And then go up. Arm bones back. And exhale. All the way down. Breathe. Excellent. Roll to the side and come up. All right, come sit. Fold your left leg, bend your right knee, and either you can keep your right foot to the inside of the left shin or cross over. Try it. Okay, hold your right knee with both hands. We're going to lean left. Pull your right sitting bone so it's actually off the floor. I know, it's counterintuitive. And then, as your knee goes to the left, root your right sitting bone deeper into the floor. And you're going to have a tremendous stretch. You lean, pull your right knee is going left, but your right sitting bone's going down to the floor. And breathe. Now pull your ribs in. Good. With conviction, stay with the stretch. Don't abandon yourself. It's like, whoa, when things get challenging, how do you respond? Like, where do you go? A lot of times we just give up. Say, oh, that's too hard, I'm done. Okay, we'll modify a little bit. Don't do so much. This is the art of finding where your edge is, because on this side of the edge, you can control it. On the other side of the edge, you're completely out of control. Don't go that far. Stay within a range that you can actually find some satisfaction. The stretch, like for me, this feels so darn good. And I'm working it. Okay, now, right fingers, eagle talons come behind. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Every inhalation, rise higher. And every exhalation, serve, turn, open to a bigger energy. If you can keep your spine more elongated, then cross your left elbow over and you can give a little more resistance. But it's harder to keep your back straight, so just lift up more, arm bones back. Inhale and release. Switch. Bend your right knee, left foot can go to the inside or outside of the knee. Hold the knee with both hands, lean right, sitting bone left. And breathe. You should instantly feel the edge. I was going to say it's a come to God moment here. Oh, yeah. So lean. So your left knee is going toward the right. But you lean your left sitting bone toward the left. And there's a little bit of a twist. Twist a little bit left as you do it. Reach your left sitting bone down more. And it can feel like just like a cement block. But breathe into it. See if it can open even just a little bit. And then bring your right hand behind, eagle talons. Inhale, lift your spine. Exhale and twist. Now what's nice before you put your elbow across is you can actually get both shoulders back. There's just a lot more space here, so go with that. Inhale, rise. Exhale, twist. Add a little counter resistance, so the low belly is going to move to the right, but the upper chest goes to the left. And it's just enough counter resistance. You'll feel your ribs pull in a bit. And you can hook your elbow across if you wish. Exhale, release. Shavasana, come on your back. Pull your knees into your chest first. I always like to end with a symmetrical pose before Shavasana.
As you get comfortable, bring your arms by your sides, palms up. Take 2 or 3 deeper breaths. As you exhale, release all sense of need to control anything. And actually, just let your muscles and your bones surrender to the earth. Feel the pull of gravity. It's not like you're doing anything, but you release into the natural alignment of the force of gravity. Let go of the resistance to this quality. I think secretly we all long to release control. We all long to be able to relax, to return to a place of safety, security, deep love inside. These are the things that we can control, our capacity to let go, our capacity to connect with our heart's deepest desire, to rejuvenate ourselves every day so we can serve from a full tank rather than being half empty, stressed out. Now relax your jaw. Relax the inside of your mouth, your tongue, and the hollow in the middle of your tongue. And then allow your eyes to get heavy and descend. Relax the orbits of the eyes and imagine a hammock underneath both eyes that catch the eye as you release any need to see. Let your eyes be held in a blanket of grace, soothed to know that you don't have to see, you don't have to know any outcome. To be at peace. We access a deep inner peace, independent of the externals. Imagine yourself like a wave on the surface of the ocean, lots of movement, activity. But as you relax, you go under the wave, deep into the depths of the ocean below. Let your whole body release and relax. preparation to return, become aware. Find the place of deep inner peace and dwell there for a moment. Cultivate control in the form of self-love, self-care. To create the space where you can relax and return to yourself. Receive the blessings of grace now. Your body be blanketed by radiant light. We receive rejuvenation, refreshment, energy, a sense of peace. And then gradually begin to deepen your breath. Feel your body on the earth. And then slowly begin to move, stretch. And then draw your knees into your chest and come roll to your right side. Slowly come up to a seated position. Sit with your eyes closed for a moment. Release trying to control what you can't control. And then draw inside to control what you can. Control in the form of self-care, self-love. Even just remember to breathe throughout your day. You can control your breath. Let's open to the bigger energy. Remember the infinite connection we have to grace. The light is always shining. All we need to do is turn to face it. With a sense of inner conviction to what your heart most deeply desires, bring your palms together in front. Let's offer this light to each other, and let's offer this healing light out into the world today. Maybe release trying to control what we cannot control and focus our energy inwardly to really bring forth with a sense of inner conviction our true self, to be able to serve from our core, from our center, to spread light, to bring light, to bring love, to help those in need. Let's envision a world full of peace, a world that is healed, a world that is full of joy, and those who seek spiritual sustenance. Now let's take a deep breath and channel. Namaste.